welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into the Archon conspiracy theory, but there's a twist. According to our source material, it might not be what you think it is. We're going to deconstruct how this whole thing could actually be a super elaborate, multi-layered joke hiding right there in plain sight.
So our source material kicks things off with this exact quote, and it's a really important distinction to make right up front. The goal here isn't just to tell you a punchline, it's to help you see the machinery behind it all, how and why a message like this might be built in the first place.
Okay, so before we can even begin to unpack the joke, we gotta understand the setup, right? So let's just start with the absolute basics. What exactly is this theory that has so many people talking?
So this is the definition you see everywhere, the one we're going to be working with. It's this dark, super compelling idea that there are these hidden forces, these interdimensional beings that literally feed on our pain and suffering. It's a powerful story, for sure.
Okay, let's dive into the mechanics of this. To really get how this joke is supposedly put together, we have to first look at the communication system it's built on. The source calls this the double entendre system.
This, right here, is the key. It's the main tool they supposedly use to hide messages in plain sight. It's a way of talking on two levels at the exact same time. The surface meaning is designed to grab you and misdirect you, while a second, hidden meaning carries the real information.
And what's so interesting here is how it breaks down these two tracks. It's like there are two conversations happening at once. You've got the negative story, made for everybody to hear. It's dark, it's sticky, it's meant to be believed. But then, underneath, there's the positive meaning, the actual truth, that's only there for people who know how to look for it.
So who would be doing this? Well, according to the source, these jokes aren't just random. They're crafted by a group they call clowns. And just to be clear, clowns here isn't an insult. It's a term for highly skilled communicators, and the source points a finger directly at the U.S. Army Signal Corps, a group with a long history in training and indoctrination.
All right, so that begs the question, right? Why even bother with a negative story in the first place? What's the point of all this misdirection? Let's take a look at the strategy behind this dark, public-facing narrative.
You see, this negative story isn't just thrown together. It's engineered to have very specific features. First, it has to be unprovable, because if you could prove it wrong, it would just fall apart. It's also designed to be super compelling, so it gets stuck in your head. And, supposedly, while it looks like fiction, it's actually meant to educate you about a real problem, just indirectly.
And the source is, well, pretty blunt about it. They call this an idiot trap. It's built to prey on a specific way of thinking, that little voice in our heads that says, well, if it's negative, it's got to be true. It pulls in people who want to feel like they're on the right side of history, simply because they believe the scary story.
Okay, this is where things get really interesting. This is the turning point. I mean, if there's a hidden joke, there has to be a key to unlock it, right? So, where is it?
So how is the joke actually hidden inside the word Archon itself? Well, according to the source, the secret isn't in English at all. The whole encryption method is supposedly based on French psychological warfare techniques, hidden where most of us would never, ever think to look. And the key, the specific technique, is a type of French slang called verlan. And the source claims this is a genius hiding spot because, let's be honest, it's something most Americans have never even heard of, making it a nearly perfect way to encrypt a message.
So the whole trick, the core of it, is just flipping things around, inverting syllables. And get this, the name verlan is a perfect example of its own rule. It's the French word l'envers, which means the reverse, with its syllables flipped. The name of the code is the code. Once you know that, you can break it.
Okay, let's do a quick recap. We've got the theory, we've got the double entendre system, and now we have the encryption key, verlan. So, now it's time to put it all together and reveal the punchline.
The process is super simple. It's purely mechanical. You start with the word Archon. You break it into its two sounds, R and Chon. Then you just apply the Verlan rule. You flip them. Archon becomes Chonar. So Archon flips to become Chon-R. Now I want you to say that out loud, Chon-R. Does it sound like anything? Well, phonetically, it's almost a perfect match for a very common and very informal French word.
And there it is. That's the punchline, the hidden message buried inside this dark, epic theory about misery-eating monsters is an insult. The punchline is that if you believe the negative story without question, you're literally being called a dumbass for it.
Now, the source makes a pretty big claim here.
They say this isn't just some clever one-time trick. This is a fundamental rule of the game. The proof that a theory like this is made up is supposedly encoded right into the name itself, just waiting for someone to find it.
Okay, so what's the bigger picture here? What are we supposed to take away from all this? According to the source, this isn't just about one little word game. It's about a fundamental choice we have in how we see the world.
The source uses this really cool analogy to explain it. You can put on the sunglasses from that movie They Live, you know? The ones that block out the light and show you a world full of monsters and negativity. Or you can put on heart-shaped glasses, which let the light in and help you see the humor, the love, and the joke hiding underneath it all.
So the big takeaway is this. Stop looking for the truth in all the negative stuff you're told to hate. Instead, the source suggests we go back and re-examine the culture we actually loved growing up. The claim is that that's where the real, multi-layered information is hidden.
And that leaves us with a pretty provocative final thought, doesn't it? It's a challenge, really, to completely flip our perspective on where we look for truth. Not in the darkness we're shown, but in the light we might have just overlooked. It asks us to wonder, what if the joke is on us until we decide to look for the love?